Hello, Education 1030 students. I hope everyone is having a great week. I hope you are enjoying this beautiful weather that we're having. I cannot believe it, but we are almost finished with the semester. So we are, let's see, 2 weeks out. So I kind of wanted to start out with the calendar to kind of let you see where we're at. Classes, spring classes end Friday, April 26th. So that means that the finals week will be April 29th through May 2nd. I have went ahead and sent out a final schedule for you of when our final exam will be. So please make sure that you read that email. I sent it out yesterday. So you have a short timeline of 2 days of when that exam will start and end. So please make sure that you look at that. But I kind of just wanted to walk through the rest of the term with you. So we are working in chapter 11 this week. So you will have your chapter 11 quiz, and I'll go over that in a moment, and in your assignment and all the resources for you. So we are in chapter 11. So hopefully you've had a chance to get in there and get started on that. Next week, we will do our last chapter, chapter 2. So that will be finishing out our chapters. And then the week of finals, you obviously are going to have your final exam. It will only be over Unit 3. So it's not going to be a comprehensive exam. I will be sending another video out next week, kind of like wrapping everything up, going over chapter 2, but also to go over the capstone and the final and just kind of wrapping up your post test and course feedback. So that video will go out next week, and that's going to hopefully be finishing everything up. And I'll also be sending out reminders of what you need to do to finish out this course because there are a few things that you need to do after you take the final exam. We have our post test and our course discussion feedback. You'll see here. So you have things that are going to be due the week of finals week. You'll see the date there, May 2nd. So that will give you a chance to get that capstone in there and complete the post test and course feedback. So, just to remind you, the post test is something that you don't study for. It's actually the same test that you took the very beginning of the semester to see kind of gauge where you were at, how you were coming in, what you know. And I give you the same test at the end of the semester. And this just lets me see your growth, right? It lets me see how much you've learned over the semester and that you've met the course learning outcomes and you understand and there is growth um, throughout the semester. So that's what that post test is. So you've already taken it once, you're taking the same exact one again. And then, of course, to finish out, we want your feedback on this course. So you do get points for doing the post test. It does not count against you. You get points for doing it, and you also receive points for the course feedback. So that's a great way to get your extra points in there and finish out the semester. So those will be closing things that you will have to do, but like I said, I will be sending a video out next week, kind of reminding you of those things. And I probably are going to open it up early. So whenever we feel that we want to work on it, we can and not have to wait till the very last week when you have finals going on. So, like I said, this week we were working on chapter 11. So, chapter 11 really is covering about how do you maintain wellness in your relationships, right? So, when we're talking about wellness, it really encompasses more than just the physical aspect. We're looking at your nutrition, your exercise, your sleep, your stress management, your emotional health. All of these things really encompass your wellness, right? Your spirit, all of that stuff. So we really look at lots of different aspects when we talk about what is wellness. So this chapter is, I want to warn you, there are some parts in this chapter that are a little bit uncomfortable for some people. Maybe they have someone that is dealing with this or has, or maybe you yourself are dealing with this. So just be mindful that chapter 11 can get heavy. There are some topics that make some uncomfortable, so I just wanted to forewarn you about that. So obviously, I want you to read chapter 11. I did incorporate the slides for you. There's also the reading organizer. Please take advantage of that reading organizer. It's basically study notes to help you with the chapter 11 quiz, but also to really help you with the final exam, which is going to be over unit 3. So you have the PowerPoints to chapter 11 here, and you have your reading organizer, which I just talked about. That's your review guide. And then I have something neat that I put in here that I want you to take advantage of. Now, it's not a graded activity. I even put a note in that. This is for your own personal information and use. I thought it'd be nice for you to kind of gauge where you were when we're talking about wellness. So I have this short quiz here for you. And you're going to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being never and 5 being always. And you're just really looking at all the aspects we talked about: your nutrition, your sleep, your anxiety, your relationships, your stress management, exercising, your health, physical health. So, all these things that encompass wellness, really for you to take a look. And these questions help you reflect on how you are and if you're well, or if there's some areas that you need to work on. And so when you answer these and you're going to rate your scale on a 1 to 5, down here, you're going to tally up where it says what areas did you mark as 4 or 5 and what areas did you mark as 1 or 2. And this really lets you get an eye opener as to far as to what maybe are some challenges for you, and maybe some strategies from chapter 11 can help you work through those. So I would definitely encourage you to take this wellness quiz, self quiz. You will not submit it to Dropbox. This is something for your personal information use. I will not see it. So please take advantage and look at that, because I feel like it might help you reflect on some areas that are challenging for you. And it could even be an eye opener that you didn't even realize that you were dealing with some of this, and how can we move forward. So for learning resources, I always give you links. So we've got a couple really neat videos that I feel like some of us are struggling with right now. You're feeling the burnout, we're feeling the anxiety, and we're feeling the stress. So this video dealing with burnout is really helping college students who at this point in the semester are feeling burnout. How can we help increase our motivation? What can we do to get through and finish out the semester before we take a break and a breather over the summer? If you're not taking summer classes, some of us might be, but how do we deal with it and how do we make sure it doesn't get too bad? The second video is really talking about that component about your physical well-being and how that's related also to like your mental health, and how you can benefit from regular exercise or being physical and moving your body. So this video is really neat as well. Now, for your assessments, how are you going to be graded? Well, you have a wellness worksheet that you will be submitting. You also have your chapter 11 quiz. Now, remember, the quiz will close April 18th. Okay, so this Thursday, 11:30. You have multiple attempts. So I always encourage students, please take advantage of that to try to make a better grade if maybe you weren't too satisfied the first time you took it. The wellness worksheet that you will be submitting for a grade is really encompassing those aspects we talked about: your stress, your mental health, your physical well-being, really taking a look and reflecting on where you are, right? So we're looking at areas that maybe you want to become healthier in or improve. Okay, so we also can talk about our studies, which we have in the past, but this is really focusing on your well-being, your physical well-being, your relationships, support network. So this is something for you to really kind of reflect on and put your answers in here. So just take some time and look at the questions before you start answering them, because I think that you're going to see that this is really going to connect to that self quiz that you took. That's why I encourage you to do it first. But this is what you will be submitting to the Dropbox, and that is due April 18th at 11:30. All right, guys, that completes this video for this week of chapter 11. Like I said, next week I'm going to be sending out probably 2 videos. One is going to be specifically about our chapter 2, And then the next video is going to be about the capstone, our final, reminding you about that. And it's also going to be telling you how you're going to wrap up the semester doing your post test and your course feedback. So just be sure to be looking for those videos as well. All right, guys, I hope that you have a great week. And until next time, take care.